Okay, so before we get started, I kind of want to show you guys the roughest sketches I did for this drawing. And when I try to come up with how the drawing is going to be, I like to start in my sketchbook, just because I feel like it allows me to be a lot more loose, and I have more, I feel better using an actual pencil for some reason when I'm sketching things out. But you'll see that all of this is like super rough. They're not refined by any means, and they're just me trying to get the idea out. Like, look how terrible this sketch is, but you kind of understand what's happening, right? So just know that it's important to rough things out, figure things out before you kind of decide on a design for the drawing. You'll see me mess around more in the iPad, and eventually I stick with some of these drawings, like a mixture of these drawings on this sketchbook, and kind of just layer stuff on top, and then until I finally take it to a nice, clean, refined sketch, and then take it all the way to finish.
Okay, really quick, at the bottom right there is my initial sketching in Procreate. I forgot to record it, so I just got the time lapse and put it down there. Just to, kind of show you guys where the drawing started. And I know a lot of people like seeing how a drawing begins, including myself, so I decided to put that down there. In the meantime, behind it is the actual drawing in real time. Just kind of showing you guys the inking process a little bit. So since I'm always at a loss for what to talk about for these videos, I figured I would just talk about this drawing here. This drawing was commissioned by my girlfriend's little brother for Valentine's Day. He wanted a drawing of him and his girlfriend in Las Vegas, doing what they do in Las Vegas. He wanted to be playing craps or gambling or something, and he wanted her to be enjoying quote-unquote free drinks that come around while you're gambling. I also added the chips and the money flying around in the air, and also the Las Vegas sign in the back, because you know what? I figured I would go the extra mile for this one and give him something that he would really appreciate. For commissions like this, where it's a drawing of someone, it's really stressful because you really have to think about how you draw them, and you want to make sure there's the likeness in the cartoon, as well as having the essence of their relationship. When it comes to trying to get their likeness, it's the most difficult, it's the most stressful. I want to make them look good, I also want them to look like them, and sometimes it's harder than it sounds, and I think that part always takes the longest for me, because I want to make sure that they love the drawing. I want to make sure that it's obvious to know that that's them. So it is the most difficult part, but it is also the most fulfilling, I guess you could say. The thing about cartooning is sometimes it's really hard to get likenesses right, especially if you're working in a specific style. A lot of times, if I can't really get the likeness correct because maybe they have a very generic look, or maybe they don't really have anything that like screams a feature. Some people have big noses, some people have big ears, some people have a mustache or something, so you can really tell that's them. So if it's hard to figure out what to do to make the person look like who they're supposed to be, maybe ask the person, hey, what's something special that you guys have? Maybe a necklace, a watch, or maybe she has dimples or something that would signify that it is them. So stuff like that is really important for cartooning, because sometimes it's just really difficult to get the likeness correct. So of course, when doing these types of commissions, when you're drawing people that are real rather than like cartoon characters, you really need to sketch things out. I mean, you have to sketch things out for any commission, but I think it's especially important for things like this, especially if you want them to really love the drawing. So that's why in the beginning of the video I showed you guys my sketchbook, and those were some of the initial sketches that I did and sent it over and said, hey, these are some of the ideas that I have. I know they're really rough, but it's just to get the idea across, and from there I'll do more refined sketches and stuff, and we'll figure out what you like and what you don't like, and I'll adjust from there. I think that's super important, because you don't want to just draw something and hope that they like it. I think it's important to be very communicative with your client, whether it's someone whether it's a professional client or if it's a relative or something. I think it's important to make sure that everything's going right as you go. That way you don't have to go back after you've done all the work and fix it. It's better to get some critique through the progress of the drawing, in my personal opinion. I will admit that I cheated just a little bit on this commission. Almost everything here was hand-drawn except for the Las Vegas sign in the back. I actually took a PNG image from Google and traced it on Procreate and just added the colors and the lights myself. I just made it shine and look a little cooler. You know, if concept artists can photo bash and use images in their work, I can use one sign. Anyways, here's the finished product for this drawing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Actually, also check out my shop, shop.jesseeffendi.com. I added some prints in there. If you're interested in purchasing anything from me and supporting the channel, I would really appreciate it. So cool. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!